Good evening from Kirksville, Missouri. As you can see, the ranting area has changed. I've got all the stuff moved over, and this is Rant and Randy's Rant. I promised one for Saturday, but I am getting it in this Sunday. Uh, and I got a lot of sleep last night, and it made a whole lot of difference. We made just one trip down there, but we to the house, but we made it count. And let's get into it for a few minutes, and then I'll be updating you on the move. All right, we got one person out there. Uh, we are living in a broken democracy, brothers and sisters. That's sad, really sad. Humanity, our humanity right now is willfully ignorant. We're dealing with a pandemic now, and we have to deal with gun violence epidemic at the same time that we've got COVID-19. Uh, and six people, women, all women from I think 18 to 48, are the ones that have the blood clot side effects from J and J. Uh, and they're looking in. They have paused it. Wish they would do that with gun violence. Pause it. Damn it. Uh, and I've said this on other shows, 45 people dead in 30 days and no end in sight. Uh, that may have increased. It seems like we're having some kind of shooting every day of the week now. And if it's more than two people that die, that's a mass shooting, baby. The NRA in 30 days, leave the phone alone. Let it ring.
Well, what if it's my mom?
I mean, you can call her after the show, dear. We're expecting a call from her anyway, but she can leave a message. The NRA is the reason it won't end. All right, that should taken care of it there. They're given the option to leave a message. The sixth day of the protest for Dante Wright, the violence was after dark again, close to curfew time. Last night it was after a man talked about keeping it peaceful, uh, and that was Friday night, since I didn't do the YouTube show yesterday. A few ignored him and threw water bottles and fired fireworks toward the police. They responded with tear gas and rubber bullets. Protests in Chicago uh, over that young man, 13 years old, Adam Toledo, I believe his name is. Uh, and let's see. And again in Chicago, there's a bolder stance from the protest after dark, peaceful before then. Very interesting. Meanwhile, the GOP caucus wants to protect Anglo Saxon traditions. In other words, white supremacists. Holy shit. CDC says over 200 million doses of COVID vaccine has been excuse me. 49% of Americans have had their first dose. And as you noticed, I don't have any of my toys. They're all over at the house now. DOJ sues Roger Stone and wife for unpaid taxes. Supposedly he had an agreement to pay those taxes, but we know whose administration uh, encouraged them not to pay those taxes. Wasn't Biden. Yesterday, the other day, Friday, marked 100 days since the insurrection on our Capitol. An oath keeper, John Schaefer, pleaded guilty. And one of the he is one of the leaders of the Oath Keepers. He could cooperate with the prosecution. This should worry the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys. In Congress, Republicans involved in telling and selling the big lie are rewarded. Senator Josh Hawley taking in over $3 million in donations. MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Laser Lady, taking 3.2 million. She's starting the America First caucus, and that's what stands for your Anglo-Saxon traditions. That is pitiful. There is no person in this country other than Native Americans, baby, that are citizens or were here first. Anglo-Saxons, you came after that. Why is it every damn body, including the Irish were considered not to be white or whatever required, and the Italians. This is the conspiracy theorist, and we all know her, QAnon, laser beam lady, nutcase. There have been 147 mass shootings in the U.S. since the start of this year. The Inspector General, Michael Bolton report, which we haven't seen yet, he said that the preparedness wasn't at the level for the insurrection. Training wasn't sufficient, and their shields shattered upon impact because of improper storage. Let's see what this page says. And some of their munitions were expired. Training deficiencies also contributed to not succeeding on January 6th. 17 calls for help from police in 78 minutes. Biden will withdraw all U.S. troops by September 11th, 2021. And yes, there will probably be a bloodbath after we pull out. He should try to get as many of our allies, the Afghans, out of the country. The Taliban has made a commitment, though, to not allow Al Qaeda to get back in. Yeah. I agree with Biden. You can't have forever wars. We shouldn't have sent in troops in the first place. We should have sent in advisors. What happened is a civil war, and it will last for months to years in the future. And that's what we walked into. We walked into a civil war to start with between the Taliban and the Afghan government. Earlier this week, I spoke about Richard Engel's special report, Our House. It lays out the chronological order and timeline of the insurrection. As the other guy's speech is finishing at the peace statue, the supporters had already breached the perimeter fencing. It was first breached on the western side, and minutes later, well, actually, the first assault on the eastern side didn't work. The Capitol Police stopped them at first. And then they formed a wedge, and I believe that was the Oath Keepers formed a wedge to go in. After breaking in, they immediately searched for lawmakers. And that's as far as I got on that. But what I did get to see today out of some of our recordings, Prime Minister Turnbull is absolutely right. Rupert Murdoch should be held responsible for his news network spreading the big lie and disinformation, misinformation, full stop. The other guys lost the election, and Fox News uh, should quit lying and rewriting history of January 6th. We all saw it with our own eyes. It was the other guy's supporters, and they were out to harm or kill lawmakers in our house, brothers and sisters. And that's what happened. And they can try to rewrite history as many times as they want, but it's not going to work. The American people saw what happened. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, we have people in this country that are willfully ignorant. And unless we can change that, they're going to believe any conspiracy theory, particularly from the likes of, for example, Tucker Dogface Carlson or Laura I'm So White Ingram and her angle. She's also the one that said basketball players should shut up and just dribble. All right. Hello, James, and hello, John. About all I got. Well, I got 5 people out there in my little blue room. I want to express to people my show is absolutely free. We could use some more subscribers. Well, that's the reason I asked for you to go down, like, and share, and subscribe. Also, during this move, we are trying to work through this thing. I'll tell you quite frankly, terminally ignorant, I think. You got it right, John. But during this time, I am carrying 2 Sparklight accounts, one here and one down at the new address. I am also got 2 Electric accounts, one here, one down at the house. So I could use your support if you can't afford to help me. I understand these are rough times for everyone, but if you can, I would be greatly appreciated. I'll have my PayPal out there. You can also contribute directly to my bank account through Facebook Pay. And I thank my brother Doug Shuff for that because he's done that twice, or no more than that, 3 or 4 times that he's given donations that go straight into my bank. All right, I'm going to let you go at this time. I did miss the meeting, but I did share to my timeline and to my group and another one of my groups, Biden Harris 2021. And I'll be getting this out slowly over the evening. Grace and I are watching the Braves game right now, and I want to get back in there and get to that. Have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow night. I won't be able to put my set together down there, but I am planning on doing around 6 p.m. Facebook tomorrow evening. I would love it if you would join me. Have a good evening. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for being here. Have a great evening. I'm going to try to unwind a little bit at this point. It was a lot more relaxed today after getting good sleep and taking it slow, getting the stuff down there, getting that done, come back here, handle things like some laundry, a lot better slow pace and more relaxed. That helped both of us. All right, I'll leave you with peace, resist, persist, and I insist we keep pushing for change. We can do this. We got Biden in office and we can get the things we want. It's just going to take some time. And I think there has to be a major change in the filibuster for us to get it done. Hopefully, we can get that done. Hello, Carol. And I will be careful. I've gotten this far. I'm protected. I have a feeling a lot of our uh, vaccines are going to have a booster shot. I'm good with that. I mean, if you know, uh, it has to be 3 or 4 times a year. I'm fine with that because I am going to live through this. And all of us blue dots are careful. Uh, keep wearing that mask. Here in Kirksville, they're going to drop the well, statewide, they're dropping the mask requirement and social distancing I hadn't heard about, but mask requirement is dropped on May 1st. And that's Parsons for you. Holy shit. What can I say about him except something bad? All right. Have a good evening. I want you to share this shit. See you later. Bye bye. Share this shit. Subscribe.